Yes, hello everybody. So now we are going to discuss, this will be our third video on kinematics, and we'll be discussing now some questions based on the graphical problems, right? Where the graph would be given and they'll be asking you to find something. So we'll start with only easy questions, okay? Because this video, as I said, is mainly for the building of basics. We'll go with easy, but maybe sometimes even tricky questions. So let us first of all see the first question that we have. As you can see on the board, the question says velocity time graph of a particle is in the shape of a semicircle of radius r as shown in figure. Then what will be the average acceleration from time t equal to 0 to t equal to r? Now, as you can see in the graph, they have given you a diagram like this. This is what the graph representing, something like this. This is velocity and this is time. And this shape that I have drawn, even though it may not look like a semicircle, question is saying that it's a semicircle, and they have given that this is r, the radius is r for that. Okay, this much data is given. Now they are interested for you to find out two things in the question. Number one, not two things, only one thing. They want you to find out the average acceleration. Okay, so they are interested in a average, acceleration average. Now what is the formula for average acceleration? Delta v by delta t. We discussed this in the first video for kinematics. Now delta v is nothing but the change in velocity. That means final velocity minus initial velocity divided by the time taken. From this graph, they are interested in finding average acceleration. What time range they set? The time range that they're saying is from t equal to 0 to t equals to r. In this time range, they are interested. So t equal to 0 at this location. What is the velocity as per the graph? 0, right? We know this. At t equal to 0, the v is equal to 0, right? And at t equals to r, what's the v? We can call it as u, right? Initial velocity, u. At t equals to r, what's the velocity? Look at the graph. At t equal to r, if you go, the height itself is the velocity, and that height is nothing but, what's this height? This is basically r only, right? So can we say the final velocity is r? And how much time interval they are talking about? That is also r. So basically my equation will become here r minus 0 divided by r equal to 1 meter per second. Okay. This is a standard JEE kind of question where the question can be solved under 2 minutes. At the same time, it is slightly tricky. Okay. Hope you have understood. Moving on. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. So I'm removing it. The next question would be based on again graph. Okay, let's see. So the next question says that the velocity time graph of a particle traveling along the straight line is shown in the figure. They have given you a graph. You can see the graph. Then the distance it traveled from 0 to 6 seconds is how much? Okay, and displacement also in the above time interval is how much? So let me just draw that graph for you. They have given this kind of a graph for you. Okay, this is the graph. The time intervals they have mentioned 2, 1, then this location is 4, 3, this is 5, and at this location we are having 6. Time is t, and here we are having speed as v meter per second is the speed. Now they are interested in finding the distance traveled from 0 to 6 seconds. Now we know that if we have a velocity versus time graph, then in this velocity time graph, okay, v versus t graph, it is very easy for us to find out displacement because area under the graph would be directly representing displacement, right? So let us first find out the second part of the question, displacement. So displacement equal to area under the graph. Okay, so what's the area under the graph? You can say we can divide this into maybe 4 parts. Okay, or you can also solve it considering it as a trapezium. Okay, so anyway, I'll divide this into 4 parts: part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. 4 parts you're having. So can I say area under the graph is nothing but A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4? Correct? But we have to be careful. Isn't the fourth area in the, that is below the x-axis? So if it is below, that means I am talking about a negative velocity. Negative velocity means my particle has changed its direction. That means whatever displacement is happening here, it is happening backwards. So if these are all positive displacements, because velocity is positive, so positive one direction if it is moving, this is suddenly in opposite direction. So that means that displacement should be subtracted. It's a negative displacement. So this would compare, this will be coming out to be as the total displacement. We can now calculate it as A1 is nothing but half into, what's the height given in that question? This side it is -2 and this side it is given as 2. So can I write it as half into base into height plus next one is nothing but a rectangle, 2 and 2, no, it's a square, 2 into 2 plus next is again the same, I guess, right? No, this time the distance is only 1. So half into base into height minus again I am having half into base into height, right? I have already taken the minus outside because I know it is negative. So don't again take the -2. If you again put the -2, it will become minus and minus plus. You're contradicting your thing. Okay, don't do that. So if you already put the minus sign, don't put the -2. If you're not putting this minus, then it's okay to put the minus sign. Okay, the concept is simple. This displacement has to be subtracted. That's it. So now what you can say is these two are going to get cancelled. What remains now is this will be 2 plus 4. This will become 5 meters. This is a displacement. Same way, if you are interested in finding distance, then what we should do? If you are interested in distance, we can say it as the area under the graph, and this time it will be A1 plus A2 plus A3. Remember, while calculating distance, I am only interested in the path length. Is the particle reversing or what? I don't care. So that's why this time again I'll be putting it as plus A4. I won't be putting it as minus A4. And that's why now my equation, my answer would be, this would be giving me how much? 2 plus 4. This would be giving me plus 1. And this would be again 1. So this would become now 6 plus 2, 8 meters. Okay, so I think I made mistake here. This would be 2 plus 4. It should be 6. So displacement is 6 meters and distance is 8 meters. As simple as that. Okay, these are all JEE level questions. Okay, I am pretty sure that this kind of question they might have definitely asked in the PYQs of the NEET or PYQ of the JEE mains. These are like standard question. Board exam they keep repeatedly asking this. Okay, so we'll stop here then. Thank you.